Well, welcome to this Sports Showcase event on Harford TV. I'm Don Morrison, my partner Keith Watson. Keith, we're here at Edgewood High School. It is the UCBAC Finals in the 2025 wrestling tournament. Began last night, Friday night. Here we are late Saturday afternoon, and we're just about ready for the beginning of what will be unique, at least for us, where we're going to have girls, a full slate of girls, 14 weight classes and 14 weight classes for the boys here at Edgewood High School. It should be exciting.
Yeah, this is the first time we've had a girls' county championship, and we have quite a team race here on the boys' side. So there's a lot that'll be figured out in the next hour and a half. Yeah,
Edgewood High School is certainly great that they're hosting us. We thank all the folks for making it possible for us to be here. What you're seeing right now is the introduction of 28 young athletes. 28 men and 28 women. We have 14 weight classes in each, the men and the women's division. There'll be no team championship for the girls. There will be a team championship for the boys. And Waddy, when we talk about team championship, it looks like C. Milton Wright is the team to beat. We're seeing the introduction, sorry Waddy, as you're watching now, the introducing of the athletes. We'll be meeting them more closely when they're in their tournaments. So do enjoy the introductions as we're going to have the girls heavier weights wrestling first and the boys lighter weights wrestling on two different mats at the same time. Quite exciting.
And we will be changing. The boys will start out on the red mat, and they'll be changing back and forth between the red and the black. Same with the girls.
Yeah, we'll start with the 106 boys, the 106 weight class, and then the girls weight class will be the heavier of the weight class, 235. Not sure why they did it that way, to start with the lighter boys and the heavier girls, but they'll sort of intersect as we go down from the heavyweights to the lighter weights in girls and from the lightweights to the heavyweights for the boys.
Well, I can tell you that part of the reason is that in a lot of cases you start from the bottom and you work up to the heavier weights, and in many tournaments the tournament title is determined before you get up to those heavier weights, and spectators leave. They already know who's going to win the team title, so they leave as the heavyweights wind up wrestling in front of nobody.
A good point. Keith Watson, you've been around wrestling forever. Not that you're that old, but for most of your life you've been. What is there about wrestling that really has grabbed your lifelong attention and enjoyment?
Well, I just think it's the one-on-one aspect of it, and the fact that you're out there by yourself. You can't blame somebody because they fumbled or they missed a block or they struck out. Either you do it or you don't do it. It's you and your opponent, and it's just this struggle. In wrestling, we call it the grind, and the appreciation for working hard, and the payoff is, it's not a real big payoff except the satisfaction.
Yeah, that's for sure. Like you say, in other sports, you can blame someone. There, it's all you. Let's talk about the format if we can. So folks who are not aficionados of wrestling, each match is 3 2-minute periods, unless there's a fall or a forfeit or some reason why it doesn't go the full length. Talk about how the scoring goes.
So the wrestlers start out neutral, both on their feet. If one person gets a takedown, in other words, gets the other wrestler on the mat and they are on top, so to speak, or in control, they get 2 points. Then the person that's on the bottom, if they're able to switch that situation and come up on top, they get, I'm sorry, let me misspeak, I misspoke. It's 3 points now for a takedown. That just changes here. So you get 3 points for a takedown, and then if you reverse your situation, you get 2 points. And then in the second period, one person will take either top, bottom, or select to be on their feet again. And then in the third period, you'll have the opposite person have choice.
Yeah. Well, we're looking at the standings right now. C. Milton Wright, who had almost went through the entire season. I don't know if they had any defeats at all, but they certainly dominated. And they're living that way here tonight. And again, remember, it is the boys' scores only that count for team championships. C. Milton Wright with 221, Harford Tech at 159.5, Rising Sun 140, Haverty Grace 135, Northeast 125. Waddy, if you had to look at it, C. Milton Wright certainly seems to have the team championship wrapped up. Is there a chance that Rising Sun or some team could move up and take over for Harford Tech?
Honestly, I think C. Milton Wright has got this locked up. Harford Tech might have second place locked up. Rising Sun could come out of, everything goes Rising Sun's way and nothing goes Harvard Tech's way. Then we got a dogfight for second.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. We're going to be showing you a split screen where we're going to be watching both the girls event and the boys event at the same time. And we'll do our best to keep you straight about who's winning which one. But we're so excited that girls wrestling, Waddy, let's talk about that. You told me before we were on air that it goes all the way back in Harford County to maybe the year 2000.
Well, in the year 2000, there was a wrestling tournament. The first girls tournament in the state of Maryland was run at Edgewood High School. And future Olympic gold medalist Helen Maroulis, who was from Rockville, she wrestled in that tournament. That was her first girls tournament ever. And she won that tournament. I happened to be there. And yeah, so we've got an interesting history. And on top of that, wrestling for ladies is the fastest growing high school sport in the country.
Yeah, last year I'm told that they had 6 matches in the girls event. This year they have all 14 weight classes that are represented. So we've got a first and a second place competitor in each of the girls divisions, as well, of course, as the boys division.
Well, girls wrestling used to be a girl would come out for the wrestling team on the boys team. They would just sort of be in the way, and you just somebody you had to deal with. Now it's, honestly, girls wrestling is going to save boys wrestling.
Ah, how do you say that?
Well, boys wrestling has been on the chopping block at the NCAA level for years and years and years. But because of Title IX and you have the gender equity situation, you need to have a female sport for every boy sport, more or less. And now, wrestling forever was a boys sport only. Now you got a female side. And at the college level, colleges are bringing girls wrestling on board all over the world, country.
And just so folks know, the girls' rules and the boys' rules exactly the same. 3 2-minute periods, same kind of takedown, same kind of fall. There's no provision made for girls as opposed to boys. So what you see the boys do in terms of scoring, that's what the girls do as well.
That's correct.
We're looking at what we're talking about today, and that is, we mentioned that C. Milton Wright looks like the team to beat. Let's talk about the wrestlers to watch, wrestlers that could go on Waddy beyond here and maybe to regions and even state.
It's honestly, I would say that there's the Garvin kid at about 165 for Rising Sun is obviously he's an elite wrestler, and Farr for Rising Sun is another one. He's an elite wrestler. They're the ones that stand out in my mind. I think that everybody else has a very good chance, but they're pretty much everybody's pretty equal except for those two.
Yeah, and we talk about the UCBAC, the Upper Chesapeake Bay Athletic Conference. This is the one sport where I think Cecil County teams, which in some cases have been, let's say, inferior to the Harford County teams, here you're seeing great teams from Rising Sun especially. Over the years, they have just been one of the dominant teams.
Well, Rising Sun is a history, like Aberdeen had a history for years, but Rising Sun had Coach Cox was their coach for probably 30 or 40 years. Then there was a little bit of a downtime, and then the Garvin brothers picked it up, and they pretty much have been, done a great job, and they're always contenders at the very least.
Yeah, you're seeing now the introduction of the heavyweights here in terms of the men are concerned, and you also saw the girls being introduced. I'm really excited about watching the girls wrestle. You think about girls wrestling, and as you said, it's new on the scene, but Waddy, you mentioned it is the fastest growing sport in the entire country.
That's it. There's no question. I mean, it's been talked about for a while, and it's largely because of having to match up with the number of male athletes in everybody's programs.
Yeah, I'm told that they already did the national anthem in some of the prelims, so that we will not have the national anthem before this begins. We're just about ready to start. It's going to be the 106 division for the boys. Rory Sweeney of C. Milton Wright and Austin Nielsen of Patterson Mill. They are the number 1 and 3 seed. Rory Sweeney, the number 3 seed. He is going to be wrestling against Nielsen. He's the number 1 seed out of Patterson Mill. At the same time, it'll be the 235 class for the girls, the 1 and 2 seeds, and they were the only 2 girls entries in that heavyweight. That'll be Michaela Cole of Edgewood and Kelsey Hemmings of Harford Tech. So on the right mat, that's the red mat, you'll be watching the boys division, and on the black mat on the left, you'll be watching the girls. So hope you enjoy it. We're going to do our best to keep you straight. Keith Watson and myself bringing you this from Edgewood High School. Keith, one of the best attended events. This gym is pretty well packed, and I'm telling you, they've been here since what, 9 o'clock this morning?
9 o'clock this morning, and probably from about 2 o'clock yesterday till about 9 o'clock last night.
Yep, and this isn't the end for the wrestlers. Of course, they do go to the regions, those wrestlers who progress, and then hopefully from there to the states. Just about ready to go here. Hope you do enjoy it. Again, as we said, on the mat, on the right-hand side, that would be the red mat, Rory Sweeney of Seamoulton Wright and Austin Nielsen of Patterson Mill. On the left, Michaela Cole of Edgewood and Kelsey Hemmings of Harford Tech. Excitement brewing here at Edgewood High School. Marty, you've done some refereeing. I'm looking at it as a non-aficionado of the sport. Refereeing, to me, seems to be very challenging. You know, you have to be able to control the action, but yet be there to protect both wrestlers and also to be able to call the match.
Well, your first responsibility as an official is the safety of the wrestlers. Don't let anybody get hurt. And then the biggest thing that I find is you need to be able to anticipate the action so that you can either get out of the way or be in a position to call the scoring or look for illegal moves and so on.
Waddy, that's Austin Nielsen in the gray on top at this moment against Rory Sweeney. Sweeney, the number 3 seed, and Nielsen, the number 1 seed. And that didn't take too long. A fall at, 45 seconds or no, 25 seconds
second fall.
Into at a 1:35. It is a fall.
For Michaela Cole.
Yeah, that's right. I'm sorry. I had the wrong, excuse me, Michaela Cole. They told us that they were going to be on the mat. That was the girl match. Michaela Cole gets the pin for Edgewood High School. Gets it at 1:35 left in the first period. So now turning to the left side, you can see Rory Sweeney from Seamoulton Wright and Austin Nielsen from Patterson Mill. Just underway. Nielsen in the gray.
He's looking to get behind, trying to butt drag. Now he's looking for a far cradle. He's got the cradle, but he's in a bad spot to do anything with it.
Sweeney is, of course, the wrestler from Seamoulton Wright.
He's probably going to stalemate out of that position.
Stalemate meaning?
Meaning neither can really advance. So there's no point scored. They'll be back on their feet. Although the Seamoulton Wright kid, if he could just pop his head up, he could easily, yeah, there you go, stalemate.
There's the stalemate. Seamoulton Wright on the bottom with the kind of Carolina blue and the dark blue. Patterson Mill in the darker uniform with the teal trim. No score here. We're about halfway through the first period, our first male match of the night. Kind of feeling each other out a bit here, Waddy.
Well, Nielsen's taking it to him. He's a little more aggressive. Now he's got a headlock, a head arm. There's your 2, and he's got back exposure, I would think, anytime now. They get back points. So that's a 3-point takedown.
Like a near fall, they call it, I think.
Near fall, right.
Yeah, 3-0 the lead for Nielsen. Again, he was the number 1 seed coming in.
He was not awarded any near fall. Near fall for back exposure. And yeah, that means you break the 45-degree plane.
15 seconds left in this first period.
So now Sweeney's in a bad spot. He could get his head stuffed and spun behind, but he's running out of time.
And that's the end of the first period, a 3-0 lead for Austin Nielsen from Patterson Mill.
So Nielsen will have choice. He defers.
Kind of like
Sweeney's choice, he takes bottom.
Kind of like in football where, you know, if you defer, then what do you get, the choice in the third period?
That's right. And the reason you take bottom is generally considered to be easier to score from the bottom than anywhere else. Easier to get away.
Yep, Sweeney looking to get back in the match. Good job by Nielsen to control him, though.
He's riding a tight waist, working that elbow. You try to break, if you think about the bottom wrestler as a table, you try to get one of those table legs broken down at all times.
The 106 match, the first match of 14 in the boys division. As we said, Michaela Cole of Edgewood got that pin in 25 seconds in the first girls match at the 235 level.
So Sweeney's giving him the business, but he's not able to really do a whole lot. Now it looks like he's going to give it up. So it's a 2-point reversal for Nielsen.
Yeah, it closes it down to 3-2.
I'm sorry, Sweeney, 2-point reversal for Sweeney.
Sweeney just down a point now. So maybe the strategy of being down first is going to come back to haunt Nielsen. About a minute left here in this second period. Young man on top is Rory Sweeney of C. Milton Wright. He's down by 3-2. As we said, Sweeney came in as the 3rd seed, Nielsen the number 1 seed. Do you think he's just going to ride out the period now?
I don't think he's doing that. He's trying to capture a wrist, and the bottom man's not really opening up, so the bottom man was called for stalling.
Okay, 30 seconds.
So there's an attempt at a wrist roll. And I think he's getting backs. Yeah, the referee's counting. He's got at least 2. So as soon as he lets go of that wrist, he'll get a 2-point near fall. So now the score will be 4-3.
Yeah, 4-3. So now Sweeney has come from behind.
He's got a bar in, but he's going to run out of time, I have a feeling.
5 seconds and 4 and 3 as we're now coming to the end of the second period. Wow, what a turnaround for Sweeney, who appeared to be dominated, Waddy, as you said in that first period. He turned it around in the second period.
Sometimes you can be overly aggressive, and we call it spilling your candy in the lobby. Just save up, feel the guy out a little bit. If you just go too hard, too fast, you could make mistakes.
You wrestlers have those great terms. Spin the candy in the...
Spill the candy in the lobby.
I like it. Well, here we go now, the third period. Nielsen in the darker uniform. Sweeney.
He's in a bad spot. He got a double bar. What they call he had a far bar. Now
Sweeney
there's 2.
Gets the points. Yeah,
2
now
for
it's
Sweeney.
7-3 for
now he's
Sweeney.
getting back points.
Wow. So remember, he was down 3-0, Sweeney was. And now he finds himself up by 7-3. And a call in the third period. What an upset at 1:27 left in the third period. The fall for Rory Sweeney, the number 3 seed coming in, ends up winning. That's the first bout of the night. Wow. Waddy?
Nice match.
It was.
Nicely done.
And if you think about it, again, that first period, you made the comment that it looked like Nielsen was dominating. But
well,
then,
I think he was more aggressive.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that necessarily means dominating. He was coming after him a little harder, and the other guy was like,
yeah,
let's see what you got.
He was up 3-0. He was. We're talking about Nielsen. Ended up losing the match by a final score on the fall. So that match then goes to Patterson Mill. So now
the match went to
Sweeney. Excuse me. Thank you. Now we have the 2 matches going on.
113 for the boys and 190 for the girls.
Yep, and the boys we're seeing on the right-hand mat, that is the red mat, and that is Sean Downey of C. Milton Wright, the 3rd seed, and Zayden Tablin of Harford Tech. He's the number 1 seed. Tablin is in the white. C. Milton Wright's Downey is in the blue.
Tablin got a takedown. He's up 3-0. He's got a bar. He needs to get on the hips on the left side in order to run that.
Tablin, the number 1 seed, coming in.
Unless he's able to get a double bar. I can't see from this angle.
And at the same time, it's the 190 division for the girls. Joindy Ruiz Sierra of Patterson Mill and Nicole Phillip of Harford Tech. They're wrestling on the black mat that you see.
Zablin had a nice attempt at a turn, but got a little bit loose with it. Now he's got a wrist roll. Getting back points. He might get 4 out of this. Looks like he's got 4. That's 4 backs, 4 net for all points.
That makes the score 7-0 here in the first period. Tablin leading. Meantime, no score in the girls' match between Ruiz Sierra and Phillip. Phillip in the darker uniform. Patterson Mills Ruiz Sierra in the teal uniform.
Tablin again has got the tilt on the Simone Wright wrestler. I think he just got 3. Oh, we got another 4.
He's up 11-0 now.
So one more tilt like that, it'll be a 15-0 tech fall.
And that match will be over.
Right, now we go into second period.
Yeah, 11-0 the lead for Zayden Tablin, the number 1 seed, over to the other match that you're watching. It's Joindy Ruiz Sierra from Patterson Mill. She's on the bottom in the teal uniform. Nicole Phillip from Harford Tech on the darker uniform. That's a 3-0 lead for Phillip.
Okay, so on the red mat, Downey had won the coin flip. He took choice, or he had choice, and he takes top. Okay, the reason we stopped now is somebody's got a bloody nose. But the reason that he would take top is he's already been neutral and he got taken down. He's already been on the bottom, wasn't able to get off. He hasn't been on top yet, so let's give that a try, see if we can get some points.
Okay, yeah, we're watching the boys match there on the red mat. Again, that's Downey and Tablin. The girls match, it's a 3-0 lead.
Looks like you got a 6-footer against a 5-footer.
Yeah, although their weight is similar because they're in the same weight class. It's 190 weight class.
Zablin escapes. Oh, no, he gets a reversal.
Like you say, we're 4 points away from a tech fall if Tablin can get it done.
There's 2. There's 13-0.
Got a minute 39 left here in
Plenty
the
of
second
time.
period.
Here comes that wrist roll. Well, he rolled through it. He got it back. No points yet.
13-0 in the second period. Tablin leading Downey.
There he goes. That'll seal it.
Yep, and there it is. The 4 points awarded there. It's going to be a 17-0 win for Zayden Tablin, the number 1 seed. So he's going to win it in a tech fall. Meantime, for the girls, Joindy Ruiz Sierra of Patterson Mill and Nicole Phillip of Harford Tech still going on. It's Phillip with a 6-0 lead. We're in the second period, about halfway through. Hope you're enjoying this shift from one mat to the other. It's keeping Waddy and I busy.
I've never tried to watch 2 matches at one time.
Yeah.
Actually, that's wrong. Watched them many times, but never really had to talk about them.
Yeah, exactly. Cooperating for us was Tablin by winning in that tech fall, so now we can concentrate on the girls match, being dominated so far by Nicole Phillip.
Yeah, so this is where leverage is huge.
And there is the fall at 25 seconds left in the second period. The fall win for Nicole Phillip of Harford Tech. Remember, the girls, they don't have a team championship. They just have the individual championship. And there you see the hand of Nicole Phillip being raised by the referee.
There's no formal team points being kept for the girls, but you know that they're counting. Let's see, we had 4 champs, you had 3. They'll be talking about it at some point.
Come on, you think so? Wrestlers are that competitive?
Everything.
Yes.
I could chew my food faster than you. Watch.
We're now seeing the 120 match for the boys. Brendan Brown of Havre de Grace, he's the number 2 seed, and Kane Desch of Seamilton Wright, number 1. That is the 120-pound battle. For the girls, it's the 170-pound. Jordan Lawson of North Harford and J.C. Watt of Patterson Mill.
Kane has been wrestling for a while. His father, Justin, used to wrestle for Seamilton back when I was coaching at Bel Air, and he's pretty tough. He's got himself a pretty scrappy-looking opponent.
The young man on top in this case, on the left-hand side, in the blue uniform. On the bottom is Brendan Brown of Havre de Grace. Brown, the 2nd seed, Desch, the 1st seed. Meantime, it's Lawson from North Harford in the green and White of Patterson Mill in the teal. 3-0 the lead for Lawson in the girls match. Boys match, it's a 3-0 lead for Desch. The 120-pound bout for the men, the 170 bout for the women.
So for those that aren't aware, the rules changed where as long as one of the supporting points for the wrestlers is inside the circle, action can continue.
Yeah.
That used to be, you had to have half the supporting points were inside.
Yeah. Almost a near fall here with the girls.
Yeah, she's got a double arm bar. She lost one of them. She's going to have to adjust, but she's got her back points. Now she just turned to the legs. Don't leave that head alone.
That's Jordan Lawson.
There you go.
And there's the points for Lawson. Lawson gets now a 7-0 lead.
Desh has got his boy in hot water over there. Stacked up.
And there's the pin.
53
the pin by
seconds.
Kane Desh, 53 seconds left, or 53 seconds.
153.
153, thank you, into the first period.
And we have a fall on the red mat about to happen. Oh, we just ran out of time.
Time ran out in the first period. It's an 11-0 lead for the North Harford young lady for Jordan Lawson. And again, we talk about that tech fall, 15 points. If you're up 15-0 or by 15 points.
15-point spread.
Yeah, then you're the winner. So right now, J.C. White from Patterson Mill has to, you know, the thing about wrestling is you can get a fall. You can be down almost out of the match and get a fall and win. Unlike most sports where if you're down by that kind of a margin, you don't have a chance to come back. Jordan Lawson from North Harford on the bottom. In the green, J.C. White of Patterson Mill, number 2 seed. Waddy, I'm impressed that we have wrestlers in the girls division from every weight class. That's 14 weight classes.
Well, one of the things that surprises me as a father of a daughter is that they're willing to talk about that number that pops up when they get on the scale. My daughter would never admit to being 170 pounds.
Oh, you're right. One of the challenges of being a female wrestler, having to put your weight down so everybody can read it.
So the girl from North Harford is really getting after it. I mean, Jordan Lawson, she's very aggressive. She seems like she has a pretty good feel for things.
Just like that.
She's got this girl in hot water.
Yeah.
Got her in a cradle. There's your tech fall.
And there's your tech fall, 17-0 the score, as Jordan Lawson from North Harford, the number 1 seed, lives up to that billing. So now we've done those matches, the 120 for the boys and the 170 for the girls. And we'll now move on to the 126 for the boys. And coming in reverse order, the 155 for the girls. Boys will be on the red mat on your right-hand side, and that black mat that you're seeing will be the girls' battle. It'll be Reagan Ramadan from Rising Sun against Riley Quigley from Harvard Tech. Ramadan, the number 1, Quigley, the number 3, Connor Berth from Haverty Grace, the number 1, and Aiden Stewart from Rising Sun, the number 2.
So I would expect this should be a really good match. Connor Berth comes from a long legacy of the Berth brothers and his dad and his uncle and so on. They were all very high-level wrestlers, state champions, wrestled in college. Aiden Stewart has been wrestling for a long time, has probably wrestled all over the country as a junior league kid. Just knocked off his 100th high school match, and he, as a junior, his 100th win.
Yeah.
These guys are going to get after it.
Haverty Grace and Rising Sun. Aiden Stewart from Rising Sun, Connor Berth from Haverty Grace, and again, Reagan Ramadan from Rising Sun, Riley Quigley from Harvard Tech. Just about ready to get underway. The 126 bout for the boys, the 155 for the girls. Girls on the black mat this time, boys on the red mat. And just to confuse us more, Waddy, they're alternating between the girls staying on the black mat, they go to the red mat, and the boys from the red to the black.
Everybody gets a chance to wrestle on one of the other colors.
Just to keep things a little more interesting for the commentators.
Okay, so we are taking care of the awards.
Yeah.
As time goes on, no formality.
Yeah.
There. So
that's sort of delay before they start. You're seeing, you're not seeing on screen right now, but off screen, they are making the awards. Why we're delayed here. There you do see it.
We're going to do 3 weight classes at a time of awards.
Yep. That looked like the award went to. Yep, here we go now. We're ready to go with Ramadan, the number 1 seed, Quigley from Harvard Tech, the number 3 seed, and Connor Berth, the number 1 seed against number 2 seed, Aiden Stewart from Rising Sun.
So Adden was UCBAC champion last year. Connor's a senior, Adden's a junior.
Feeling each other out here just into the first period. Why do you help me out? Which one in the dark uniform?
Berth is in the Havre Grace gentleman is in the dark uniform.
Okay, that's Connor Berth.
He's in on the leg. There's three, I'm sorry. There's three.
And you made a great point, Waddy, and that is that as long as your plant foot is in the ring, you're still alive.
And that was loss of control on the way out of bounds, so now it's a neutral. So it's 3-1.
3-1. As Stewart gets that 1 point. So
he did what's called a neck wrench. Caught him on the way going off across the line.
3-1, the lead for Connor Berth on the right-hand side. No
Stewart's
score.
in deep. Uh-oh. Berth's got some good hips, hipping into him. Now he's in a cradle, but he's got to throw that leg. Ideally, he wants to be inside that leg instead of outside.
Halfway through the first period.
So there's your takedown for 3. Now he's got him in a cradle. If you can get behind the knee rather than up in the crotch, you can get him turned.
So Stewart backing ahead now at 4-3. Stewart on top, Berth on the bottom. Meantime, it's no score in the girls' match, Ramadan and Quigley. Why do you said this was going to be a barn burner match, and it certainly is so far.
There's an escape by Berth. Tie ball game.
We are tied at 4. About 18 seconds and counting left here in the first period in the boys' match. Girls' match still 0-0 as we come to the end of the first period. Last few seconds of the first period, and that is it. The end of the first period. Tied at 4.
Okay, Berth gets choice, defers. Stewart takes bottom.
Stewart in the white uniform from Rising Sun. Berth in the dark uniform from Havre de Grace. 1-0 is our score on the girls' match. Looks like the Rising Sun wrestler, and that would be Reagan Ramadan, up by 1-0. Hope you're enjoying this split screen as you can watch both the girls and the boys in the finals.
As Adden got 1 and a headlock. And he's going to get big points here. He may be able to finish him off here.
Adden Stewart of Rising Sun.
He's got 1.5 minutes to go. Flatten him out.
Adden's up by 8-4 and probably more at this point. Boy, a long way to go, Waddy. What do you do if you're on the bottom?
You need to take his left leg needs to come up around the Stewart's right leg. Grab your own hands and tip him back. Sounds easy, not that easy.
Yeah, easy to say, hard to do.
I've been in that position. It's not. It's you got to be in it a number of times in order to know what to do.
Well, a 12-4 lead for Adden Stewart from Rising Sun, the number 2 seed against the number 1 seed Connor Berth. In the girls' match, you're watching on the other side, Reagan Ramadan from Rising Sun, leading by 4-0 over Harper Tech's Riley Quigley. What's the discussion about, you know, Waddy, for the boys?
Sometimes coach goes to the table to give their kid a breather.
Okay. The
Just
old coach's strategy.
Just to be honest.
You coaches, you've got these tricks up your sleeve all the time. Meantime, you're watching the girls'
I'm not
match.
saying that's what was happening, but it could have been.
It could have been. Well, right now, you've got a 12-4 lead.
See, Berth gets broken down pretty much right off the whistle here. He needs to get some hand control and get his hips up.
Well, you've got that big lead, and again, it's so hard. You don't want to make a mistake.
Shifty.
If you're Stewart.
Berth is shifty. He gave up some backs, but he might get a 1 here.
15-4 now the lead for Stewart.
There he goes, back to a modified head arm.
15-4, the lead in the second period. 40 seconds left in the second period in the boys' match.
Now he needs to either jump sides or he needs to use his chin against that shoulder to pull him back.
Meantime, the girls match still 4-0. Reagan Ramadan leading the Rising Sun wrestler. Minute 30 left in that second period, or actually third period. 18, 17, 16 now left in the boys match. That's the one you're watching.
He's got
on
a
your
wrist,
left.
a wrist in a bar. Short time.
Again, it's Adam Stewart on top.
He's not going to have enough time, I don't think.
2 seconds, 1 second, and that is the end of the second period as Stewart has that commanding 11-point lead. If you're the coach, what do you tell Stewart? You're up by 11. Do you just try to
keep doing what you're doing?
Okay, but
Just
don't take any chances.
No, just you know, I don't think he can take all chances he wants. I think it's just
okay.
He's in control.
50 seconds left in the girls match.
Berth needs to jack it into high gear.
Ramadan and Quigley. Ramadan has led all the way. She's up by 4-0. Ramadan in the black uniform with the white portion, and in the dark uniform is Quigley. Here's
so
more points. 18-4.
There's a defensive takedown for Stewart and backs, and this will probably be a tech fall.
Yeah, he's up by 14. One more point, and there it is. It's a tech fall for Adam Stewart of Rising Sun, the number 2 seed who defeats the number 1 seed in the 126 boys final. Switching now to the girls division. You're seeing Reagan Ramadan and Riley Quigley. Ramadan leading by 4-0. Coming down to the end of that match, 8-7, 7 seconds. Looks like Ramadan is going to win and maintain her number 1 seed with no time left, and that is the winner in the 155 girls. It is Reagan Ramadan from Rising Sun. The winner for the boys in the 126, Aiden Stewart of Rising Sun. Now they switch mats again on us, so the girls will be on the right in the red mat. I think they're trying to confuse our viewers too. What do you think, Waddy?
I don't know.
It'll be the 132 match for the boys on the black mat. That's Dominic Gray of Bel Air. He's the number 8 seed. We'll talk about that in a minute. Cole Christian of Patterson Mill, the number 1 seed. The young ladies that you're going to be watching, that's the 145 division. Charlie Millard of Patterson Mill, the number 2 seed. Anna Farr of Rising Sun, the number 1 seed. Farr dressed in the white and the black, and the Millard is in that teal uniform.
So Dominic has been wrestling a long time. He's a football player. His grandfather was played at Notre Dame, was the head football coach at John Carroll for many years.
Jerry Gray, yeah. Who, you know, all this old timers remember Jerry Gray.
Right.
And that's his granddaughter, you're saying?
His grandson.
Grandson,
yeah,
excuse
Dominic.
me.
Dominic over here for Bel Air.
Gray, yeah.
The blue and white.
Yep, they're not yet come onto the mat. They're just about ready to go on the mat. Gray and Christian. Gray, how do you come from the number 8 seed, Waddy?
You know, that weight class had a lot of kids with really good records, and I think Dominic may have been injured for part of the year, so that may have pushed him down the.
So you're saying he's much more than an 8 seed, but
yeah,
just
he's
because
better
of his
than
record.
that.
Yeah.
He's better than that.
Well, it's Dominic Gray of Bel Air dressed in the dark blue uniform. Cole Christian of Patterson Mill dressed in that white with the teal trim. They're going to be on the left on the black mat. And it's Charlie Millard of Patterson Mill and Anna Farr of Rising Sun. Millard again in the teal, and it's in Rising Sun. Farr will be in that black with the white and the orange. Girls 145, boys 132. And we are seeing the winners there being displayed. That is the Harford Tech winner. Whenever there's a delay on the mat, you can see Harford Tech the winner, Singleton Wright in second. And now we're ready to go. Charlie Millard of Patterson Mill, Anna Farr of Rising Sun. You're seeing them now getting ready to go. And on the left, it'll be Dominic Gray of Bel Air and Cole Christian of Patterson Mill. Gray in the blue with the white trim. Cole Christian of Patterson Mill in the white with the teal.
And Dominic looking for the big move, and he makes a mistake, gives up 3.
Dominic Gray down by 3-0 right away. Gray though on the bottom right now.
Sometimes you come out of the match, beginning of the match, you're a little excited and need to tone it down a hair.
Related to the pitcher who comes out of the bullpen and maybe can't find his stuff in that first inning.
Okay, we got somebody on her back over here on the red mat.
On the red mat, the girls, it is a 3-0 lead. And that looks like a fall. And it is with 1:11. What's that, 59 seconds, 49 seconds into the first period?
Right. And that was
the winner from Rising Sun. And that is Anna Farr.
And I believe her brother is on the team also. I think he's an upper weight for the boys.
So Anna Farr of Rising Sun defeats Charlie Millard of Patterson Mill in a fall in the first round. So that means now we'll concentrate on the boys match on the black mat. It's Dominic Gray of Bel Air and Cole Christian of Patterson Mill. A 3-1 lead for Patterson Mill. We are in the first period with about 50 seconds left in that first period. At what point does the referee say you're stalling and makes one of the two do something?
It really depends on the referee, but generally speaking, if you get about 5 or 6 seconds where there's really no action, then you'll say something, and if you don't do anything after that, 5 or 6 seconds later, then he'll maybe award you with a point.
Okay.
Or there could be a verbal warning and then a formal warning, then a point.
Okay. A point against you.
It depends.
Yeah.
Sometimes, when you're on the bottom there, all you have to do is put one hip down, bring the other knee up, and that shows that you're trying to advance.
Okay. And you got two referees. Is that unusual for wrestling to have two referees?
Not for the finals.
In the finals. Normally you would have one.
But you need that extra set of eyes just because, especially with the lighter guys, they move so quick, and it's hard to, as you get a belly, as you're an older referee and you started to get that extra luggage,
you get a belly.
It prevents you from moving.
I got what you're saying. 3-1. The goodness. You put it so bluntly. 3-1 the lead for Cole Christian.
That's the nature of the sport.
Cole Christian from Patterson Mill in the lead by 3-1. He's a young man in the white uniform.
Somebody needs to take a chance here.
We're in the second period, about 15 seconds now, 20 seconds in.
Christian's working from an inside tie. Look, I think he's looking for an ankle pick or a high crotch. He's not willing to pull the string.
You don't want to. Oh, now he shoots low.
Head on the outside single. He's got to turn the corner. Dominic can actually elevate him from there, but he doesn't.
So the points going to Christian of Patterson Mill. He's up now 6-1. Coming up in the midpoint of the second period. Cole Christian, the number 1 seed against Dominic Gray, the number 8 seed of Bel Air, the final two here in the 132 classification.
So Dominic needs to build his base. There you go. Look for some hand control.
Dominic Gray on the bottom you're speaking about.
Right. If you don't control the man's hand, that man's hand controls you.
6-1 is the score. We're in the second period. Cole Christian came in as the number 1 seed. Christian of Patterson Mill. Maintaining control, 20 seconds left.
Got to keep building that base. Got to keep working up.
Down to 15 now. Five seconds.
Move those hips. And see, the top man's not doing a whole lot to try to turn.
Down to 1, and now that's the end of the second period. It's a 6-1 lead for Cole Christian of Patterson Mill over Dominic Gray of Bel Air.
So Red is going to be on top again.
Here's a replay. You'll see that fall that's coming that we just saw in the girls' match.
That was far for Rising Sun.
Where Anna Farr defeated Charlie Millard of Patterson Mill in the fall that we saw in the 145-pound division.
So Christian's doing a good job of keeping one leg tied up.
We're in the third period here. It's a 6-1 lead.
I don't see much chance of him turning from that position. But it's kind of what we would call actively stalling. He's not trying to do a whole lot, but he is doing something.
You're talking about the man on top, Cole Christian.
Right.
Yeah. He has that 6-1 lead. Just don't make the big mistake. I'm sort of the half-empty glass guy. You know, don't make a mistake.
The nature of the sport, though, is to take chances. You get, risk reward.
Says the man who gets turned over and pinned in the last period. No.
That happens. Got to keep trying.
1 minute left now. Again, 6-1 the lead for Christian.
At this point, I think you could warn somebody for stalling.
Yeah, I'm thinking this has been the least active match we've seen among the girls or the boys. Oh, let's see. Be careful.
See, could treetop out of that.
35 seconds.
Just don't give up the fall. Christian's working hard. Got the chin and the elbow.
There's the fall at 20 seconds left in the third period. It's the win by fall by Cole Christian. So the win by Cole Christian. Why do you get a fall? You get how many points in your team match?
You get 4 points for the team towards the team score.
There you see the fall.
You see where he drives his chin into the shoulder to flatten him out.
And there is the fall being declared with 35 seconds left in the match. Waddy, I'm not sure they're doing the awards now. They'll wait for that. I sort of put my papers down, so is that...
that should... Patterson Mill.
Patterson Mill, that might be... No, I'm sorry, I can't tell who that is.
There you go. I think that's it right there. Jordan Lawson from North Hartford.
Jordan Lawson from North Hartford gets the award. Yeah, I like how they do that. They make the awards sort of on the fly. That way it doesn't take a whole lot of time, but the kids do get to get their picture taken and, get to be seen by parents and grandparents.
And for some people, this may seem like it's just another high school event. It's not that big of a deal. In 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, it's interesting how much of a bigger deal it has become.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And the good thing is we have a tape. So, in other words, my exploits in high school, I can say, boy, I pitched that no-hitter against Bel Air. Who knows, right?
Yeah.
But now it's on tape. I like that part. Okay, so now we have in the 138-pound division in the black mat, we have the, I should say on the red mat, we have Andrew Montalvo from Bel Air, thank you, and Edward Caldwell from Aberdeen. Caldwell is the number 5 seed, Montalvo is the number 3 seed. And in the 140, it's Kayla Ward of Havre de Grace and Audrey Goebel of Patterson Mill. That's on the black mat. So on the red mat, Caldwell from Aberdeen.
So it looks like Kayla Ward she plans to wrestle at Frostburg University next year, so
wow,
she's serious about this.
So we're up to the 138-pound class. Well, airborne there was Bel Air's Montalvo.
This is actually 140 for the girls.
Yep. 140 for the girls and 138 for the boys. Almost crossing now and getting the same weight class as we started with the heavyweights for the girls and the lightweights for the boys. So now it's a 3-1 lead.
Takedown for Caldwell, escape from Montalvo. He's in on what it looks like is kind of a fireman's carry type situation.
Caldwell in the green. I should have a green ankle bracelet, so he's in the blue, the royal blue. Montalvo of Bel Air in the royal blue.
See, Montalvo needs to get his head up on the hip, Start pushing with that ear.
Montalvo on the bottom you're speaking
Right,
of.
right. He's stuck in no man's land underwater. Can't breathe.
Meantime, in the girls' match, Ward and Goebel.
Keeping that elbow trapped. No points.
Ward from Havre de Grace leading by 4-2 in that girls' match. She's the #1 seed in the 140. A 3-1 lead for Montalvo. Check it for Caldwell.
Yeah, neither one are really able to advance from that position.
20 seconds left in the first in the boys' match. The same amount left. Almost a fall coming up here on the girls' side. And there it is. The win by Havre de Grace's Kayla Ward.
And another takedown for Caldwell, so it's 6-1 with 3 seconds left in the first.
So Kayla Ward gets the pin in the first period. Kayla Ward of Havre de Grace defends Audrey Goebel of Patterson Mill. That's the girls' 140-pound class.
So Beller gets choice. Montalvo takes bottom to start the second period, and Caldwell chooses to put him up, so he's giving him a point. So 6-2 to start the second.
Interesting strategy, yeah, 6-2 lead for Caldwell.
Yeah, I'm looking at their stats. It looks like Caldwell might be the less experienced wrestler to me. Just feel more comfortable being neutral. It is hard to turn people.
Caldwell in that blue with the gold trim. Caldwell of Aberdeen leading by 6-2. Third period. We'll check it second period. Belaire's Montalvo looking to come from behind.
There's 2, 3. You may hear all the people around the edge of the mat yelling 2 because it used to be 2 for a takedown. Now it's 3.
9-2. The lead now for Caldwell. Caldwell, the #5 seed, coming in against Montalvo, the #3 seed.
And he let him up, so there's another escape point.
9-3 now. We're in the second period. Caldwell with the lead.
Oh, he's in deep, very deep. There's
Caldwell dominating.
There's 3.
Now he's up 12-3. Remember, he was the 5th seed coming in. Seeds are important, Waddy, as you know, but not everything.
No, they're not everything, and sometimes you have a kid that's very motivated, very athletic, and things. It's just his day.
Yeah.
But you can see he likes to be in where he's comfortable.
He's given up 3 points now, letting his opponent get away because he wants to be that up man.
Give up 1 to get 3.
Okay. Coming down to the end of the second period. It's the 138-pound class for the boys. Caldwell in the blue and gold. Montalvo of Belaire in the blue and white. 5 seconds. No, he gets 3 more. So now he's up 15-4, and that is the end of the second period. He's within what now, 4 points of getting a tech fall?
Right. He starts neutral, which is where he wants to be all the time.
So here we go now in the third period. Caldwell of Aberdeen, #5 seed, blue and gold.
So from here, he's going to look to take him down and possibly turn him to end the match, but he hasn't had much luck turning the guy yet. There's his takedown.
If you're Montalvo, you still have that chance. You have the, I call it the puncher's chance, right?
Now he's got to get big. He's going to have to look for a big move, head arm,
18
body
foot,
lock.
He's within a point of getting a tech fall, he being Caldwell.
He's going to let him up. Now he's going to try to take him down and tech him.
18-5, minute 20 left in the match.
There it is.
There's the takedown, and there's the win for Edward Caldwell of Aberdeen. He wins it by 21-5, another tech fall, meaning he's got a 15-point margin, and so that does give the win for Aberdeen. Boy, that's impressive. Again, when you come from the 5th seed and the 5th seed being Caldwell and win it all, there you see the replay. That's the takedown that ends it for Aberdeen. And you can see how happy he is. We'll go now to the 144-pound class for the boys and the 135-pound class for the girls. Boys will be on the left, that is the black mat. Girls will be on the red mat. The girls are Grace Riley from Bel Air, the number 2 seed, and Emily Walkenfuss of Harford Tech, the number 1 seed. Easy to tell the Bel Air young lady. She's got the big BA on her uniform.
And Walkenfuss she was last year's UCBAC champion. But it looks like Grace Riley is, she's got a little bit of experience and had some success. On the black mat, we have Nikolai Chervak versus Dylan Roche.
Yep, Chervak of Harford Tech and Roche of C. Milton Wright. Roche, the number 3 seed, and Chervak, the number 1 seed. Chervak of Harford Tech, dressed in the white uniform with the gold trim, and C. Milton Wright's Dylan Roche in that, I used to call it Carolina blue, but the C. Milton Wright people correct me and say it's C. Milton Wright blue.
Mustang blue.
Mustang blue, right. North Harford just happens to wear that color that C. Milton Wright owns, correct? So I'm told.
I think North Carolina came around a lot earlier than C. Milton.
I think so, yeah. Being old enough to remember when C. Milton Wright was dedicated, when the C. Milton Wright himself was there for the dedication, the former superintendent.
I think that was 83?
1980, yeah.
Oh, it was 80, okay.
Yeah. Yep. Here we see the awards being presented. Deb Bossler, the county athletic director, I want to thank her for all her help, along with Ken Ewers, the Edgewood High School host coach.
And little known, Deb Bossler was recently inducted into the Towson University Athletics Hall of Fame.
And she's been in the Edgewood High School Hall of Fame for many years now. And she's just a Hall of Fame person.
She's an excellent person.
Yep. Dylan Roach from C. Milton Wright, Nikolai Chervak from Harford Tech on the black mat. And on the red mat, it's Grace Riley of Bel Air and Emily Walkenfuss of Harford Tech. That's the 135-pound division. Chervak in the white uniform and the Carolina blue, the Mustang blue, Dylan Roach. Just underway here, no score in either match.
Chervak's nice and aggressive, keeps good position.
Or takedown over here. Takedown by Bel Air's Grace Riley.
She is a freshman.
Wow.
Against a sophomore. There's 3 points for Roche.
Yep, Roche of C. Milton Wright.
And one for the escape for Chervak.
3-1. Chervak trailing. Again, Roche, the number 3 seed. Chervak, the number 1 seed coming in. Another takedown on the girls' side.
No points awarded for Roche yet. He's got to climb the tree. There's 3.
Climb the tree, what's that?
That's just work your way up the body.
Okay, 6-1.
Oh, there's a reversal. So
and now it's 6-3. Chervak gets that reversal.
I have a feeling Chervak likes to be on top.
Huh.
He seems like a rider, a Velcro belly. It's hard to get off the top.
45 seconds left in the boys' match on the left.
There's their wrist roll, looking for backs. He's got at least 2, 3.
That's Roche who's looking for the points.
No, it's Chervak.
Chervak getting it.
Chervak's got Roche tilted.
Yeah.
Ref is showing 2. Okay.
So it is now 6-5.
15 seconds for another tilt. Yeah. Plenty of time.
Chervak back within 1.
If you can get his knee up under him. Short time, 5 seconds, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it.
And that is the end of the first period. A 6-5 lead for Dylan Roche. Now to the girls' side, it's a 3-1. Now 4-3. Coming back is Walkenfuss of Harford Tech. Now it's 4-4. 4-4 tie with the, now it's 4-3. They took the point off So still the lead.
Takedown for Shervac. He's up 8-6.
Anytime on the right side, it is tied at 4.
Trying to capture that wrist, which he has.
Here you see the
Now he's trying to stuff his head, but he's not having that.
Shervac in HarfordTV in the white on top. Dylan Roach from Seamilton right.
Shervac lets him up, 8-7.
8-7.
Minute and a half left in the second.
The lead by Shervac.
Nice hip action. He'll be mighty close to get a takedown here.
We're tied in the girls match at 4-4 in the second period.
There's your 3 for Shervac.
Shervac now leading by 11-7.
A minute left, second period.
Shervac in the white. Meantime, the girls match 4-4. We're in the second period, about halfway through. Bel Air's Grace Riley in the blue with the white. Emily Walkenfuss from HarfordTV in the dark uniform.
Shervac potentially dangerous. They stop it. 37 seconds left in the second.
Meantime, with the girls, it's a 7-4 lead for Walkenfuss. Walkenfuss on top in the dark uniform.
Rose tried a Granby, and it was followed.
Well, an action-packed match, Waddy. This weight class, probably my favorite. When you get a little bit more weight, but they're still small and strong and quick.
Yep, that is usually the most entertaining. With the big boys, they put it at 4 low and shove.
On the bottom, Dylan Roach appear to be in some distress as we come down to the end of the second period with the 11-7 lead by Shervac. Meantime, with 17 seconds left in the second period, it is a 7-4 lead in the girls' match for Walkenfuss. That's the young lady on top.
And Shervac with another takedown.
He's up now 14-7.
He's got him in a world of hurt over there. Having that arm in the far pocket, a hand in the far pocket is a bad spot.
Third
Get
period,
across the face.
about a minute 30 left. Meantime, on the girls' side, I think they're calling a stall on the girls' side.
Oh, there's your
the fall at 1:29.
31 seconds left in the match.
31 seconds left in this match, as Waddy said. The pin by Nicolo Shervac of HarfordTV.
And you watch how, in the replay, watch how Shervac used his hips to drive him over. It's all about leverage.
Gets that arm behind him, and there it is, the win. Meantime, watching the girls' match conclude, Emily Walkenfuss of HarfordTV with a 7-4 lead. We're in the third period, about a minute 30.
A little bit of a desperation shot by Riley. Stuffed and turned into a defensive takedown by Walkenfuss.
Walkenfuss leading by 10-4. Minute 20 left in the match. It's the girls' 135-pound class, and again, they're sort of intersecting now. We started with the heavier young ladies and working down to the lightweights, and we started with the lightweights for the boys working up to the heavyweights. Minute escape now, 10-5. Riley picks up a point. Do you think that was something Walkenfuss let her get away?
Probably. He's like, what's the point in trying to follow her?
Yeah.
She's pretty much got the match in control. And
50 seconds.
She's not going to pin her. She's not going to tech her. She'll just beat her by regular score, regular decision.
Emily Walkenfuss from HarfordTV, number 1 seed. Grace Riley, Bel Air.
There's another takedown.
Make it a 13-5 lead now for Walkenfuss. Pretty much has it wrapped up, says the announcer, Jinx.
That is it's called a major decision.
Yeah, or a major mistake by the announcer if something happens untoward. 14 seconds now. It looks like that Walkenfuss has this pretty well wrapped up. Came in as the number 1 seed. 4 seconds, 3-2, and that will end the girls 135-pound match. The winner from Harford Tech, Emily Walkenfuss. Now they're doing the 145-pound awards. You can see some of the crowd here. There's the young lady winner at 145.
So on the red mat, we're going to have Mason Boyd from Northeast versus Liam Peterson of Aberdeen.
That's the 150-pound boys class, is what he said on the red mat. Meantime, on the black mat, we have the girls, Kylie Bueller of Patterson Mill, the #1 seed, and Samantha Keithley of Harford Tech, the #2 seed. Harford Tech by now, you know, in the dark uniform, Bueller in that teal uniform.
It's wrong.
Okay, yeah, thank you, Waddy, for correcting that. It's the 140-pound class for the girls. That's Kayla Ward of Haverty Grace and Aubrey Goebel of Patterson Mill. Aubrey is in the teal uniform. Kayla Ward of Haverty Grace in the dark uniform. I think I have the 150-pound class for the boys. Liam Patterson of Aberdeen and Mason Boyd of Northeast.
And Kayla Ward, she's a returning UCBAC champion, regional champ, and a 2-time state qualifier.
In the girls' 140-pound division. There you see the awards being handed out. Patterson Mill winner on the top rung. Waddy, that's a great feeling. Not that I've ever had it, to be on that top rung getting the gold, if you will.
You know what?
And so the boys match, the 150-pound match in the red. Three 0 the lead on the boys' side. Aberdeen on top. Okay, let's do the boys here for the time being. We'll get the girls match straight now. And there's the pin by Aberdeen's Liam Peterson at the 150. What's that, 57 seconds into the first period?
That's it.
As Peterson wins. And there you see it. We're thinking, Waddy, this is the girls.
Girls 130.
130. Let's see if we can find that.
I don't have that sheet.
We've got 135. So Kylie Bueller of Patterson Mill and Samantha Keithley of Harford Tech. It is the 130-pound class. So it is Kylie Bueller of Patterson Mill and Samantha Keithley of Harford Tech. Thank you, Dylan. Dylan, our camera guy, says, hey, look at the screen. It's got it on there. He's so smart. Oh, more writing from the peanut gallery, actually the booth. Kylie Bueller and Samantha Keithley. Close match at 5-3. Keithley.
Full Nelson. Illegal move.
Full Nelson is improper. You cannot do that.
You give up a point.
So it's 5-4. The lead now by Keithley. Just down to 1. We're in the First period, 21 seconds left in the first. That's after the pin by Liam Peterson in the boys division at 150. Keithley from Harford Tech in the dark uniform. Bueller from Patterson-Mill. And that is the end of the period. Let's see, it's 5-5. Getting that escape in just before the end of the period, so we're tied at 5.
Bueller gets choice, defers.
Is that
Keithley.
normal to defer, or would you rather?
A lot of I would say that's more standard than anything.
Okay. Sort of again like football, deferring to the second half.
Well, you want to put yourself in a position in the third period where you're going to have option to be most comfortable.
It's a great match, maybe the best girls match we've seen tonight at 5-5. We're in the second period. Bueller from Patterson-Mill in the teal. Keithley from Harford Tech in the dark uniform.
Yeah, Bueller using those hips
Not yet.
to get the takedown.
She gets the points. 8-5 now. The lead by.
She's working for a half. Got to get that hair out of the way. Full Nelson.
Okay, it's going to cost her a point.
So that's just to suggest that hasn't been wrestling very long.
Okay. 8-6.
A little alarm goes off in your head when you got your hands under both armpits.
Bueller from Patterson-Mill on top. Second period, just about midway of the second period.
Lost it. Oh,
Oh, great
big
reversal.
head arm.
That's Bueller in control.
She almost lost control, but she was able to regain it.
50 seconds, plenty of time left in the second period.
Now what she wants to do is use the other girl's arm across her own mouth so she can't breathe. That's dirty pull, but that's the way it's done.
40 seconds.
She's a little too high. The girl's going to have a tough time flattening her out there.
Keithley trying to
There she goes.
rest out this
Now you
period.
settle back. Uh-oh, okay.
Keithley looks like she may have gotten away. She gets the
Well,
point.
she got 4 for takedown. 4 for the turn. Now she's
she
getting
has
more
another
backs.
chance. 12-6 the score. Bueller
There's the
leading,
fall.
and there is the fall. At 42 seconds into the second period, the fall by Kylie Bueller, winning from Patterson-Mill.
She looks like she's got a great feel for the game, Kylie Bueller.
A name to be reckoned with. Did you say she was an underclassman?
She's a freshman.
Wow. If I'm the rest of the county, I don't want to hear that. Oh, now we're going to switch places, and it'll be the young ladies on the red mat and the men on the black mat. It'll be the 157 for the boys and the 125 for the girls. Girls will be Trinity Green of Edgewood and Carly Gill of Patterson-Mill. The boys in the 157, Chase Lineberry of Aberdeen and Josh Allen of Bohemia Manor. And there we see the awards being presented. You get to take the bracket home with you, put it on your wall. Very nice. First, second, and third.
Or depending on your parents, it'll wind up in the frame.
Well, yeah. Or grandparents.
That's right.
Yeah. Being one of those, grandparents tend to be even more proud of grandkids than do parents, because parents are working. They don't have time. Grandparents, all we have to do is spoil the grandkids.
That's right.
And then send them back home. No discipline, no requirements, just sugar.
It's like having a neighbors with a swimming pool.
Yeah. Get them good and sugared up and send them home. Sort of, it's called parents' revenge.
Right.
Remember all this trouble that your kids put you through? Well, ta-da. No, we would never do that, would we?
I don't have grandchildren yet. I'm open.
I do, and I've done it. And we'll do it again. Fair warning. There we're having more awards being presented. And there the Aberdeen young man who is the first place winner. Getting ready for the 157-pound bout for the boys and the 125 for the girls.
We have a couple of seniors for the boys on the black mat. Chase Lineberry from Aberdeen against Josh Allen from Bow Manor.
The 157-pound class for the boys, the 125 for the girls. Trinity Green, she's the young lady in the gray. Carly Gill in the teal. That's on the red mat, and on the black mat, Chase Lineberry. He's in the blue with the gold trim, and Josh Allen from Bow Manor in the black with the red. The Bow Manor Eagles from over in Chesapeake City. Beautiful town. You been there?
Absolutely. Love
Lovely
it.
place.
Great place to spend a spring afternoon on the weekend.
And speaking of spring, the weather is finally turning toward, dare we say baseball weather?
At least it is. Somebody, I'm sure somebody's playing catch.
Nothing. Both the girls and the boys matches right at this moment. Midway of the first period.
There's your three for Aberdeen.
Chase
Lineberry.
Also, we have three over on this side.
Three for Green.
For Edgewood's Trinity Green of Edgewood. So just like that, we have 3-0 on both sides with just about the same amount of time left in the first period. Aberdeen on top, Lineberry on the left. On the right, it's Trinity Green.
So there's where you use that leverage. Trinity Green using her leverage to drive her over.
30 seconds.
She's got her in a bad spot. You got to get her legs out of there. Get your legs long. Legs long.
Waddy, the coach Waddy comes out there. An escape made over here on the boys' side. That's Allen who gets the 1 point. He's down 3-1. More points coming for Edgewood. Trinity Green. She's up 5-0. 7 seconds left in the first for the girls' match. Boys' match, 10 seconds. That's the end of the first period in the girls' match with a 5-0 lead by Trinity Green. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, and 1 second, and now the end of the first period for the boys as Chase Lineberry leads by 3-1. $5-0 the lead for Green. 3-1 the lead for Lineberry. Lineberry on top. There you see the young ladies wrestling. Trinity Green now up by 6-0. Carly Gill of Patterson Mill. Boy, lots of action on the boys' side. No points yet.
Yeah, a little bit of control. Nobody was willing to control the other
Green.
The other mat.
Green
the other
has
man.
has a 9-0 lead.
Yeah, Green's very athletic.
Yeah.
He's got that girl's got both arms bundled. Got to get her legs back. That's going to be a fall.
Close up.
The pigtails in the way.
And there is the fall by Trinity Green. She kind of goes over backwards, celebrating from the floor level. So in the second period, what's that? 53 seconds or no, 43 seconds into the second period. The fall by Trinity Green.
There was a headlock attempt that didn't work.
6-2, the lead for Lineberry. We have 50 seconds left here in the second period. It's in the 157-pound class. The finals of the UCBAC Wrestling 225 tournament here at Edgewood High School. Keith Watson, Don Morrison, very happy to be with you. Inside 30 seconds. Chase Lineberry, the number 1 seed. Josh Allen, the number 2 seed. Uh-oh.
He might be able to get him there.
It's looking.
Oh, he does.
The pin. The pin for Chase Lineberry.
3 minutes and 49 seconds.
Yeah. 11 seconds left in the second period. Another fall for Lineberry of Aberdeen. And Waddy, that's kind of the point you were making. They were 3/4 of the way out of the circle, but they were in control inside the circle.
Yep. And as long as nobody goes off the mat, in other words, if the young man from Bow Manor was getting pinned, he could have extended his arm potentially and reached off the mat, and you had to stop it.
Okay. Ready now for the 165-pound class for the boys and the 120-pound class for the girls. The girls on the black mat to the left, the boys on the red mat to the right. The boys will have Devin Sweeney, Milton Wright, number 2 seed. Devin's in that, Mustang blue. I almost said Carolina blue again. And Zach Garvin of Rising Sun. The Garvin family, of course, the state champion of last year? Like 2 or 3-time champion?
At least 3, maybe even 4, but now he's the 125-pounder for the University of Maryland.
Yeah.
And he's having a pretty decent year. I think he's probably close to 500 as a freshman, as a true freshman, not a red shirt. That's pretty good. And the Maryland is in the Big Ten, and that's the deepest part of the pool.
Yeah. Zach Garvin from Rising Sun. Do you have his age? What class is Zach? Do we have
Zach is a junior.
The Garvin family.
And Sweeney's a senior.
His dad, Luke Garvin, or I guess maybe uncle.
Dad and uncle.
Yeah, who won the state title for Rising Sun back in 1996?
I know it was, that's probably about right.
And his son, of course, winning the state title. At least we know of 2, maybe 3.
No, he definitely won 3. He might have won 4.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
I
know he was. I know he was a national champion out in North Dakota and up in Wisconsin on our all-star teams for the state.
I'm sorry, Waddy, you're seeing some of the awards being handed out there. The pictures being taken by grandparents and parents and others. Very exciting. And there it is, the champion being given the award. So again, we have Devin Sweeney of Milton Wright and Zach Garvin of Rising Sun. They're on the red mat. Liliana Maxfield of Edgewood and Sophia Hamill of Perryville. Perryville is the 120 match. That's on the black mat. See Edgewood in the gray and Perryville is in the blue. Meantime, it's Milton Wright. Devin Sweeney, he's in the blue.
Sweeney's very aggressive. Garvin's using it against him a little bit.
Garvin in the white.
Looks like he's in a good spot, but I don't know if he's going to get the takedown or not. Garvin's been around the block a few times and knows how to counter those things.
No score so far in the boys' match. It's a 3-1 lead for Hamill of Perryville in the girls' match.
Now we have a stalemate between Sweeney and Garvin.
Minute 12 left in the first. No score in the boys' match. Devin Sweeney, Zach Garvin. Girls' match, a 3-1 lead for Saphira Hamill of Perryville. Inside a minute in the first period in both matches. No score in the boys' match. 3-1 the lead for Hamill in the girls' match.
These Garvin and Sweeney just feeling each other out still.
Yeah, not wanting to make the big mistake. Sweeney going for that takedown.
There's dip cradle attempt turned into a takedown, 3-point takedown.
Yeah, Garvin. Well, he went for that takedown. We're talking about Sweeney. He missed, and Garvin countered him and got 3 points out of it. 10 seconds left in the boys' match. 14 left in the girls. We're talking in the first period. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1. That's the end of the first period for the boys' match, and 3 seconds, 2, 1 second, and that's the end of the first period in the girls' match. It's the 120-pound Liliana Maxfield and Saphira Hamill In the girls match 120 and the 165, it's Devin Sweeney and Zach Garvin in the boys match.
So we have a team point update. It looks like, well, Seaman Wright obviously is going to win. Hartford Tech has second place sewn up. And it's a Rising Sun Aberdeen and Havre de Grace battle for a third.
So we're coming down now to the last, what, 4 bouts?
Right.
Yep. 3-0 lead on the boys mat in the 165 division. Zach Garvin leading from Rising Sun. 15-3 now, the big lead for Hamel of Perryville. Looks like she has that match wrapped up, going for the tech fall if she can get it. Up by 12, has to win by 15 to get the tech fall.
Well, Sweeney with almost a reversal.
Did he get it?
No, not quite the reversal. He will have at least an escape, though.
Yeah, he's got the 1 point now.
All right, 3-1. Less than a minute and a second.
Devin Sweeney in the blue. Zach Garvin from Rising Sun in the white with the orange. Garvin came in as the number 1 seed. Wright, Sweeney's, Seaman Wright's Devin Sweeney with the number 2 seed. 18-4 the lead with 46 seconds in the second by Hamel in the 120 girls. One more point, she gets a tech
Sweeney
ball.
with a slap single attempt, didn't work. Garvin's got that leg.
24 seconds.
Sweeney's got the whizzer. It's going to be tough for anything to happen there.
Yeah, they're calling a deadlock.
Potentially dangerous.
Okay. And the win now, I guess we missed the fall.
The tech fall.
Okay, was it tech? Okay, the win by Hamel.
18-2.
I thought it was 18-4, but maybe she picked up another point. Anyhow, she wins by tech fall, she being Sapphira Hamel of Perryville over Liliana Maxfield of Edgewood. 3-1 still the score as the second period ends. Anybody's ball game here in the boys' 165-pound bout. Zach Garvin from Rising Sun, the number 1 seed. Devin Sweeney from Seaman Wright, the number 2. Garvin will be down. What's the strategy here, Waddy?
Try to, quick. First off, beat the whistle if he can. He almost did. The strategy is to get some hands and come up out of there.
You've got a 2-point lead. You had
Garvin is going to be moving on the whistle. I don't think that Sweeney's going to be able to do a whole lot except try to keep him flattened out, which she's doing. I'm surprised. A little more activity there. With
that 2-point lead, a full period to go. Minute 50, inside a minute 50 now left in the bout. Waddy, as you said, Rising Sun, a chance to move up. C. Milton Wright has it pretty much wrapped up. In fact, beyond pretty much.
Yeah, they've got, I'd say second place is wrapped up. It's good. It's a battle for third.
Yeah. So if you're Garvin, do you try to stall out the last minute 20?
No, you don't want to stall. You want to just keep on moving, look for an opening. The top man's got to keep working. He's going to potentially get a little sloppy and create an opening.
By stall, I don't mean necessarily stall, but at least not attempt to do anything dangerous.
I think he's trying, but he's not getting too carried away.
Okay.
He's got a little, like a half effort.
Well, we're inside a minute now.
He's trying to get that wrist, and he's not able to get it. Might want to go to something else. There you go. Let him up and try to get a takedown to tie it up.
Yeah, now it's 4-1.
40 seconds.
Coming down to the final few seconds.
Got to take a better shot than that. Set it up. Okay.
Garvin with a
Garvin's
nice
got that leg. Rotates him back.
Now it looks like
That'll
Garvin.
be it.
Yep, he's got the 7 points now. Big takedown. Boy, Zach Garvin, you see the experience, the fact that that family is a wrestling family.
Wonder how many times he's done that in the living room, broken furniture.
And for the older brother.
Oh, little Granby out for a 1.
Yep, 7-2 now. Sweeney's not giving up. 7 seconds. 5 seconds.
Just keep your head.
Zach Garvin will be the winner at the 165-pound
Good
division.
effort.
The UCBAC champion. It was a good match. Good job by Sweeney, never giving up. Coming down now to the final 3 bouts of this UCBAC championship. Aaron Mochia from C. Milton Wright, the #1 seed. And I know, Waddy, you talked about this young man at 175 against Jahan Fields of Northeast. He's a man you said to watch.
Aaron's been around. Aaron's been wrestling since he was, we used to say he's been wrestling since he was a fetus. He came out, he was born with headgear on.
No, you made that up.
And he's slimmed down a little bit. He used to be, we called him a chunky monkey, but he's slimmed down a little bit now as he's gotten older, and he knows what he's doing. He's going to be tough to deal with. Not that his opponent isn't capable.
Well, there you see the awards being handed out. And by the way, you can go down on the court and call him a former chunky monkey. I'll just stay right up here.
Oh, he knows what's up.
Okay. Dylan,
no, Aaron
go call him a chunky monkey. Call him, that guy, the guy in blue.
In the Carolina blue.
Yeah, the Carolina. No, the Mustang
blue.
Mustang blue, yeah.
No, Aaron's a great young man, super intelligent. No, it's like not an egghead, but I think he's looking for med school ultimately.
Wow.
His mom is she was and maybe still is a colonel in the Army and like a veterinarian type person.
Wow.
I know the family. The sister wrestles for Gannon University.
There you see some more awards, Waddy, being passed out. Really so impressed with Debbie Bossler, who comes to all these meets and hands out. I mean, how important it is to have the leader of the athletic program in Harford County shake your hand and pass out the awards.
And her job is, it's way more than 40 hours a week.
Oh my. Did I mention she's an Edgewood High School Hall of Fame member? I think I did 2 or 3 times. Yes. So proud of her being the former athletic director here at Edgewood. And
she was the AD when we ran that girls tournament. She made it. She gave Bokino the thumbs up to run that girls tournament.
Amazing young lady. Taylor George and Hayden Hurst in the 115 girls. That's on the red mat that you see. On the left and the black mat, Aaron Mochia from C. Milton Wright and Jahan Fields of Northeast. Mochia in that Mustang blue. Mochia is the #1 seed coming in.
And Fields plans to join the Marine Corps after high school, so he's not going to shy away from anything.
Like I say, I'm really happy to be up here in the upper part of the bleachers, not getting involved in any of this, shall we say, goings on the mat. Oh, nice move by Mochia.
The fireman's carry. The fireman's dump, actually.
3-0 is the score. I love these wrestling terms, a fireman's dump.
A dump comes over your head, a fireman's carry goes shoulder to shoulder. But if you imagine a fireman trying to pick up somebody in a burning house, put him up on the shoulder, that's where it comes from.
Okay. 3-0, the lead for Mochia. No score on the girls' 115-pound match. Taylor George of Northeast, the #1 seed. Hayden Hurst of Harford Tech, the #2 seed. Mochia 1 and Fields 2 on the boys' match.
Aaron's got a wrist and a bar, and he's getting on his horse. He's got to get his left hip down.
Mochia on top.
Aaron Mochia.
Still no score in the girls' match on the right.
Now that's a nasty spot to be in right there because you can't get anything going if you're on the bottom.
And there's a minute left in this period.
He's just going to keep running that circle. Eventually, there you go, put his foot in. Now he's got to get his head up. See right here, Mochia needs to get that head up so the referee can see if the guy's pinned.
Going to get 2 more points. He's up 5-0. Meantime, in the girls' match, we do have a score. It's 3-0 now. The lead for Taylor George. Taylor George of Northeast, the #1 seed.
Mochia's turning him again. Got to settle back to get his back points. He's going to scoop the head. Now he's got to swing his legs towards the head.
20 seconds left in the first.
He's got plenty of time.
17.
Legs long, flatten him out.
10 seconds.
Well, he's fighting hard off the bottom. He's in a bad spot there.
Oh, there it is with 6 seconds left in the first period. The pin by Aaron Mochia. It looked like John Fields was going to be able to outlast it.
If you notice, Aaron Mochia was constantly adjusting. We call it get your legs long. You got to get off your knees, get your legs extended. Try to put all your weight on your chin, if you can imagine that. And 180 pounds of weight coming down into somebody's chin into their chest.
Not fun.
Makes you flatten out.
Yeah. Minute 13 left in the second period in the girls' match, the 115-pound bout. Taylor George of Northeast and Hayden Hurst of Harper Tech. George in the lead by 3-0. George in a good position here. .40 seconds. We're in the second period of the 115 girls bout. Taylor George of Northeast in the blue uniform on top. Hayden Hurst, I should say, from Harper Tech. Hurst the 2 seed, George the 1 seed. Time winding down to about 15 seconds left in the second period.
You never want to reach back. Move your hips. There you go.
Hurst looking to get the escape.
That should be a 1. Almost.
Still 3-0 with 3 seconds left in the third. I should say in the second period. We want to thank everyone who made this possible to be able to do the girls and the boys meet here today.
And you know, it didn't end up being as confusing as so on. It's just new, just different.
Yep.
But it pretty much fell right in line.
Well, Alan Stengel and the entire Harper Tech, here you're going to see this pin. There it is. Alan Stengel, the director here today, just working very hard with Debbie Bossler and with Ken Ewers and all the folks here at Edgewood to make this happen and make it work. I've enjoyed it, Waddy.
Sure.
Yeah. There's an escape. Now it's 4-0. Takedown. Taylor George dominating here. Up by 7-0, minute 30. And there's the pin. With a minute 32 left in the bout. 28 seconds into the third period. The win by Taylor George by fall. Waddy, now we move to the 190 class for the boys and the 110 class for the girls. And there they're doing the awards. They'll be stepping up to the podium in just a moment. Boy, Sarah Friedman, the athletic director here at Edgewood, Waddy, and you know that because you run tournaments, and you can't imagine the work that's going into making this thing happen, only with a boys tournament, but with a girls tournament as well.
Well, they've got a very good support staff here. You know, when it's a county tournament, you get help from the various schools around. It's not all on Edgewood, although it might as well all be on Edgewood because they have to coordinate and do all the heavy lifting. Speaking
of Edgewood, there you see the young lady who's the champion standing on the podium at her home school. Yeah, we have the 190-pound class for the boys, the 215-pound class for the boys, and then the
big boys,
the 285-pound class. You were mentioning, Waddy, back in your day, there was the heavyweight that was, what, anywhere over 210?
No, over 189. No, over 185.
So you could be 300 pounds facing somebody
you could be 400 pounds.
186.
My first opponent was 340 and I was 205. But he fortunately
and you won.
Wobbled and fell down, and I jumped on him, and that was the end of it.
There you go. Very good strategy on your part, Waddy.
Patience. Actually, I had a peanut butter cookie I threw down.
Oh, you're bad. You're a bad man. Oh, here you see more of the awards being handed out. There you are, Aberdeen, #1. Gets the bracket to go home with and the plaque. What a proud moment. Now we return to the live wrestling from Haverty Grace, Aiden Winter and Andrew Coakley from North Harford. That's in the 190-pound class.
The young lady from Patterson Mills, she's been around a while. She is a high energy, go get 'em wrestler.
That's Sarah Alkatib. I'm going to try that last name. A-L-K-H-A-B-H-A-T-I-B.
Yeah, she's not.
And
she's
she
getting
gets
right
the
after
pin.
it.
Oh my goodness, 20 seconds into the bout. We didn't get a chance to say Sarah's name, and she's got the pin over Brooklyn Mutzbaugh of Edgewood in what, 20 seconds? Wow. Sarah Alkatib. A-L-K-H-A-T-I-B, Alkatib. You say that she's been around for a while?
Yeah, I've seen her a couple times. She's, like I said, high energy. She's doesn't wait around. She gets right on it.
3-0 the lead in the boys match. It is Aiden Winter from Haverty Grace. He's in the dark uniform on the bottom, and Andrew Coakley from North Harford in the green. Looks like Winter actually has the lead at 3-0, but he's on the bottom now. Coakley, what's going to happen here, Waddy? He's got to somehow be able to turn him, right?
He's trying to turn him, but he looks like he can't be parallel. You got to get out to the side. He's sort of working him over a little bit, trying to roll the wrists under, but he's got to. He needs to keep that knee in the butt, forcing him forward, trying to get one of his table legs broken down. And he's got both legs in, but he's high. If he falls off, he could fall off the top.
He being Coakley at the top. Coakley down by 3-0 already. 10 seconds left in the first period. Four, three, two, and that will be the end of the first period. Aiden Winter of Haverty Grace with a 3-0 lead. You're going to see this pin. Didn't get a chance to see it pretty much, but now, 20 seconds in, down she goes. And the win recorded by Miss Sarah Alkatib. I hope I'm saying
Alkatib.
Alkatib. Yeah, hope we're saying your name
Okay, there's
correctly.
another 3 for the North Harford gentleman.
Yep.
He's going to let it, well, act like he's going to let him up. Sometimes you do that to get yourself in a better position, a better angle.
Yep. I think I'd said that Winter was leading. Coakley did have the lead, and now he still does at 6-0. We are a minute 23 into the second period, or left in the second period. 6-1 is the lead as Winter gets that release. Winter, the number 1 seed. Coakley, the number 2 seed, now in the lead.
See, he needs to be working under those arms. Forget about that head. See the lock for the power half. For the power half shouldn't be on the back of the neck. It needs to be elbow in the back of the neck.
30 seconds.
He's learning. He's a junior. He's learning.
9-1, the big lead for Coakley. I have to talk to Andrew Coakley. I'm familiar with Coakley's in Haverty Grace. I'm wondering how.
Well, with all the redistricting, maybe it's.
Maybe it's right. Maybe
he just moved a little west.
Yeah.
He's got the 2-on-1. He's got to be quit riding parallel. He's not going to get anything there. And the bottom man's got to get his hip up.
8 seconds left in the second period. We're down to the last 5 seconds now. Looks like he's going to take a 9-1 lead. Will Andrew Coakley into the third period. 9-1. North Harford in the lead. And he is not slowing down.
No, he's getting right after it. He's in deep, running him over. There's another 3. Plus, he's got the get backs.
Got at least 3 more points, and he's got those now.
And then he's going to get backs. Probably got.
He's up 12-1.
Right.
He being Andrew Coakley. Minute 30 left in this bout.
Trying to climb those high hips, that's a bad idea. Seems like the thing to do, but you can't do it.
For Winter, you're talking about?
Yes, the bottom man.
Mm-hmm. Minute 14. 4 more points for a tech fall for Coakley.
Now he's throwing for a 3/4 Nelson. That's not. Now he's trying to, bottom man tries a hook and roll.
Inside a minute. We're in the 190-pound class, boys match. Aiden Winter from Havre de Grace. Andrew Coakley from North Harford. Coakley in the green. Coakley's been in control the entire match, leading 3-0 in the first. Just sort of added to his lead as we've gone.
"30 seconds. Keep your feet in.
12-1 is the lead by Coakley. They're out of bounds. 23 seconds left. Andrew Coakley will be on top. 20 seconds inside 20. "13 seconds. Now we're inside 10. Looks like Andrew Coakley, the number 2 seed, is going to defeat the number 1 seed, Aiden Winter. And there is the end of this 190-pound bout. And you can see how happy young Andrew Coakley is. A decisive 12-1 win in the 190-pound battle. Now we're moving into the heavyweight division for the boys and into the lighter division. By heavyweight, I mean the heavier weight.
Light heavyweights.
Light heavyweight, I like it. Yeah. Holden Young of North Harford, the number 2 seed, and Elijah Farr of Rising Sun. They'll be on the black mat as we're seeing awards being presented.
You know, it's interesting as you look around the crowd. You've got Phil Watson, a former North Harford wrestler from back in the 70s.
Wow.
A lot of, wrestling's one of those things where once you've started it or done it for any period of time, you always sort of have your eyes out looking for events and so on. And there's a lot of ex-wrestlers here.
Yeah, you know what I've noticed, that it's almost like a club where wrestlers, once a wrestler, always a wrestler, that, you meet those people and know them. People who play other sports tend to come and go. But wrestlers, I don't know what it is about wrestlers that hang together.
There's not that many of us.
But we're happy to see that we're now having a women's part of the wrestling. And I like what you said about women's wrestling may end up saving wrestling per se because of the Title IX situation in college.
It'll help grow, add more boys programs. Okay, so coming up for the boys, we got Elijah Farr from Rising Sun on the black mat versus Holden Young. Elijah Farr is very talented, very tough kid. He's been wrestling a long time.
I think you said he's the brother of one of the young ladies we saw wrestling earlier.
Right. Hey, could you imagine what that looked like on what their kitchen looks like on a fighting over a piece of toast or something?
Even being a grandparent, I'm saying leave them home. I'm not sure I want wrestling matches in my back seat. Elijah Farr from Rising Sun in the white, and in the green it's Holden Young from North Harford. Isabella Olivas.
Now Holden, apparently, it says here he's been wrestling for 11 years.
Wow.
He's got 100 wins. That's a long time.
Yeah.
He started when he was 6 or 7.
And stuck with it. Isabella Olivas from Haverty Grace and Mariana Rodriguez Dodson from Edgewood. They're in the right red mat. On the left black mat are the young men. Holden Young of North Harford, Elijah Farr of Rising Sun. We're in the 215 boys and the 105 girls. No score in either match, just underway in the first period.
Just got a little carried away, fell off the top.
Yeah, it looks like we have a score now in the girls match. Yep, it's a 3-0 lead for Rodriguez Dodson.
With the boys, I think the damage is going to be done on the mat. Once they get down the mat, things are going to open up.
Pardon me, that's Olivas who had the lead from Haverty Grace. On top, Isabella Olivas, Haverty Grace, number 1 seed. Mariana Rodriguez Dodson from Edgewood, number 2.
And she's starting to turn her. She's in a bad spot. She can get her hips down. It's going to be tough to get out of that, especially with a minute left.
That's Olivas of Haverty Grace, and yep, 51 seconds left in the first. We have the fall by Isabella Olivas from Haverty Grace. That at the 105-pound girls match. The hand raised. That turns us over now. There you see the replay, and you can see, Waddy, you said she's in a lot of trouble if you're Edgewood.
Yeah, she got that tight. You can't imagine how tight that is.
Now we're back to the boys match. Holden Young from North Harford, Elijah Farr from Rising Sun. No score. We're coming to the end of the first period. Well, these people have been here all day long from 9 o'clock this morning when they started the prelims. Some of them probably stayed from last night when they had the opening rounds.
Well, the wrestlers had to be here before 9 because they had to weigh in.
Wow.
Got to weigh in both days.
That means they couldn't eat, right, before they came here.
Well, that doesning mean that. I mean, look at these big beef eaters coming up on the red mat. They never stop eating.
Oh, stop it.
Uh-oh. Now he's going to come out the back door. Got to get one shoulder out. He's in good shape.
Minute 50 left in the second. No score.
There's a reversal.
First points of the match.
When you get both legs in, you can't get too loose. You fall right off like going down a sliding board.
And it's the lead by Rising Sun's Farr, up by 2-0. Now it's 2-1 as the escape by Holden Young. Minute 20 left in the second. Sure, I want to thank our friend Brent Slutsky, was here earlier and had to depart. And Keith Watson, so good to have you here, the expert. Really appreciate all the input that you've had here today.
Well, I'm glad to be here. And, you know, Brent Slutsky, I mean, Brent knows as much, if not more, than I do. And, you know, with his dad being who he is, the godfather of wrestling for Maryland probably, or at least northeastern Maryland.
Dick Slutsky we're talking about.
He's the reason for the season.
Yeah.
You ask any coach here, and Dick Slutsky had an impact on them one way or another.
Dick and I were coaches together at Aberdeen, I in baseball and he in wrestling. He was very successful, and I happen to have a kid named Ripken, so I sort of rode that train.
Right. You're in tall cotton over there. Yeah, Aberdeen had, I'm on the Hall of Fame committee, and the number of high-level athletes that came out of Aberdeen, the guys that played pro, or
the Pankies.
The Pankies and Ripkins, but also the Hendersons and the two sisters that play pro basketball.
Yep. The Jones sisters. Yeah.
Right. I mean, you think for a little county, we've really turned out a lot of high-level athletes.
Oh, it's amazing.
Olympians, Olympic champions, Olympic world champions. Kimmy Meisner.
Go back to the 70s, especially in this area, and just men and women. We talked about Liz Panos the other, before we on air.
And Karen Stout.
Oh, just
Barb Solberg.
Barb is my partner that we do basketball together, so I'm so pleased that she's still very active. Well, 5-1 the score.
Yeah, Holden's. He's in I would say in a bad spot again.
Holden Young.
Farr's going to come out the back. There's two more reversal.
Well, that's a nice call, Waddy. Elijah Farr of Rising Sun. Now he's up by 7-1. It looked to me as a novice that Holden Young was in pretty good position, but you said no.
It's, I don't know how to describe it. You got to be in that. When we finish up here, I'll put you in that position. You'll feel it.
No, I have to leave. My wife is expecting me home.
In one piece?
Well, yes, not crushed.
You know, it's like when you hear these parents screaming bloody murder, get up, get up, get up. And a kid looks at his parents like, you don't think I thought about maybe trying to get up?
Yeah.
It's not that easy.
Yeah, it looks easy. No, it doesn't. It looks hard. Minute left now, 7-1. The lead by far. On top, seems like he's dominating here, and a chance to cruise to the win in the 215-pound division.
So I think there's going to be a big shakeup in coaching within the UCBAC next year. I would imagine the Garvins will be around one more year, at least because of Zach. But things are going to change. I have a feeling.
Yeah, you talked about it. Kyle Brown, the coach at Aberdeen, Craig Reddish at Bel Air, Tyre Castle at Bow Manor, John Thornton at Seamilton Wright, Ken Ewers at Edgewood, Michael Wright at Elkton, Billy Thomas at Falston, Jawan Burrell at Harford Tech, David Rafton at Haverty Grace, Mike Schaefer at Joppatown, Mark Moza at Northeast, Tim Rickey and Jacob Rose at North Hartford, Ryan Arist and Sean Below at Patterson Mill, Stephen Bird at Perryville, and Seth Garvin at Rising Sun. Those are names that have been around, most of them, it seems like forever.
And you have a lot of these coaches that are not teachers. For example, the Seamilton Wright.
Excuse me, Waddy, that is the end of that match, 9-2, the win by Elijah Farr. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
And the Seamilton Wright and the North Hartford and the Rising Sun programs, their coaches aren't teachers. So you never know what's going to happen there. If a teacher wants a job, they likely could get the job. But then with Bel Air, Craig Reddish is also the AD, the athletic director.
Yeah.
And, it's tough to keep all those balls in the air.
Yeah.
So, everything changes, and it is a young man's sport. You need to be able to get on the mat and demonstrate.
Yeah. There you see some more of the awards being passed out.
But you have two clubs in Harford County, one in Forest Hill, one in Haverty Grace. And I believe there's something happening in Perryville that will be a place for these kids to get more training in the off season. And you don't need to be wrestling all year round. You just got to keep your toe in the water every once in a while, take a lap around the pool.
Keith Watson, we're going to have to get out pretty quickly after this match is over, but right now the team scores we have preliminarily before, I guess it was midway of the finals.
Yeah, this is pretty much a done deal. I don't think much has changed. Actually, I can probably look it up here.
This is the final match of the night, the final two matches, and it's the big guys for the boys, and it's the little girls for the girls. It's the 100-pounders for the girls. Jeriam Rivera Mendez of Edgewood against Bryn Cepedas of North Hartford. That's the girls 100. And the 285, it's Cameron Stepp of Seamilton Wright, number 1 seed, and Owen Riley of Bel Air, the number 2 seed. The boys on the right on the red mat, the girls on the black on the left mat.
So I don't see anything changing for the team scores. Seamilton Wright's got 239, Harvard Tech 171, Rising Sun 153, and Aberdeen 135. Haverty Grace is 134.4. So that's probably the way it's going to finish.
So the Mustangs win the county, the UCBAC tournament, the regular season, because they won most of the dual meets. But now they're going to also top that with a win here at the UCBAC tournament.
And then for the girls, Bryn Cepedas has been wrestling for a while. She's very, very seasoned and tough, and I do not know the Mendez girl, but she finished second in a tournament, so she's been around the block a little bit. Jeriam
Rivera Mendez of Edgewood. She's in the gray. Bryn Cepedas in North Hartford in the green. This is the 100-pound classification. For the boys, it's the 285-pound class. Cameron Stepp of Seamilton Wright and Owen Riley of Bel Air.
Now this is very interesting because the Bel Air boy, the Bel Air young man, is a sophomore.
Yeah, wow.
And he was first team all-conference in football. He's got an 18-1 record. And the kid he's wrestling is a junior who is a first-year wrestler.
Wow.
But he also placed high at a very tough tournament.
And he is number 1 seed. We're talking about Cameron Stepp in the light blue, the Mustang blue uniform. Owen Riley at the Bel Air in the dark blue uniform. Nothing. Minute 20 left in the first. Also no score in the girls match as well. Minute 5 left in that match in the first period. For the heavyweight wrestlers, as you know, Waddy, totally different than the lighter weights.
Unless
in a couple of words, what is the difference?
Well, it's just mobility. I think that's the main part. And, you know, unless you get a taller, thinner, if you started wrestling at 125 when you're a ninth grader, and then you're 225 as a senior, you're probably wrestling the same way.
Yeah.
But when you're big and you start wrestling when you're big, you just push and shove.
Waddy, looks like we have potential over here in the girls.
Bryn's got her in a bad spot.
Yep, with 24 seconds, now 23. Bryn Cespedes from North Hartford on top. And there it is, 17 seconds left in the first period. The pin by Bryn Cespedes as she wins the 100-pound division in the girls wrestling, the last of the girls' bouts here at Edgewood. Meantime, the 285-pound, they are nothing. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, they need to get away from the edge of that mat.
There's the pin. Good job. You saw there, I think.
Look at her determination on her face.
She knows she's in a good spot. That's got to be a good feeling to be in that position.
Now, her little brother was her older brother was a UCBAC champion last year, and that's a wrestling family.
There you go. Yeah, I guess if you're a little girl in that family, you've got to learn to wrestle just to get the food, right?
Well, Dad
at the table.
Dad is a jiu-jitsu guy. And they're a scrappy family.
Now we go to the second period. No score in this heavyweight match, the 285-pound match. And Waddy, you did a great job of saying both these youngsters are, one's a junior, one is a sophomore, right?
Right.
And
bottom man's a sophomore.
Yeah. And you know, when you think of a heavyweight, sometimes you're thinking about people that are just heavy. These young men are built.
Yeah, they're stallions.
Well, one is a Mustang.
That's right.
This little joke.
You're right.
Yeah.
These guys they're well put together. You know, and the kids start lifting and doing things for mobility at a much earlier age than they did years ago, and these kids are very athletic.
Minute 40 left in the second period. We have a 1-0 lead, the lead by Bel Air. Owen Riley with that lead. He is the number 2 seed, and Cameron Stepp the number 1 seed. Riley the sophomore, Stepp the junior. Minute 15 left in the second. 1-0 the lead by the Bel Air wrestler Owen Riley.
Owen had a hand issue earlier in the year that cost him probably a little better than a month.
Was that a football injury or a wrestling injury?
No, I think, you know what, I'm not sure.
Okay.
Got him in a little bit of a front headlock thing here, not.
Still in.
Yeah, he kind of doesn't know what to do with it. Right? Oh, there you go. Snatch a leg, and there's your takedown.
Yeah, even though they're both out. Oh, they're saying they were out. I thought the foot was in.
I think the Seamount Wright boy went off the mat.
Okay.
Or the referee just determined it wasn't, he wasn't in control.
1-0 still. Bel Air in the lead, Owen Riley.
If there's any match that's going to go into overtime, this is the one.
Overtime is sudden death overtime, by the way. You wrestle until somebody scores a point after the third period. 1-0, again, the lead for Riley. When you think about Seamilton Wright and Bel Air, they're within, what, 3 miles of each other? So you got to think these two young men who played against each other in football probably have seen each other quite a bit in the neighborhood.
That could be.
You know, you talk about rivalries, and Harford County has a lot of them. Aberdeen, Edgewood, Aberdeen, Haverty Grace, Seamilton Wright, Bel Air. The rivalry that nobody talks about is North Hartford-Falston. You know, those two are rivals in every sport, I guess because they're on the northern, western end of the county.
You know, when I was younger, it was always, in wrestling, it was North Hartford, Aberdeen. Football, it was Bel Air, John Carroll.
Yep.
And it just, I think because there are so many more schools now, I don't want to say it's watered down because that sounds negative, but it's just different.
1-0, we're in the final period of the final bout here at Edgewood High School. It is the 2025 UCBAC Wrestling Championships.
So if I'm Riley, I'm going to try to keep him down. I'm not going to let him up and try to take him down. But don't get your, okay, there we go.
Now we're tied,
Who's
1-1.
Who's going to take the chance?
Minute 30 left in this bout. What do you say? Let's go overtime, huh? I don't want this to end quite like this. Oh, wait a minute. The Harford TV folks are saying bad things about me.
They say we got dinner plans.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they arrived here about 10 o'clock this morning. We're now, what time is it?
5:30?
5:30?
5:41.
Long day. Now inside a minute, we are tied at 1.
Yeah, see, this is, referee should hit them both for stalling.
Go tell the referee that, Waddy.
He
I'll
heard
back
me.
you up. They're announcing some of the winners you hear on the PA system. But right now, we've got a match here, a match to the end at 30 seconds left in the regulation. 1-1 is the score.
30 seconds left.
Yeah, Riley let Step go. You're saying that was probably a mistake on his part?
I would have tried to keep him down.
Yeah. So we're down to 20, 19,
I mean, you've already
18.
been neutral with him, weren't able to take him down. Now all of a sudden something's going to change?
Well, we're within 10 seconds of the final regulation here in the final bout.
There's a chance, but he's going to
5 seconds.
front headlocked out of it.
4, 3.
Oh!
He took it down with 1 second left.
Takedown with seconds
my
left.
Goodness.
That's awesome.
Unbelievable. 1 second left in the match. It was a takedown.
And it's a defensive takedown on top of that.
Owen Riley,
the kid from
is
Milton
the
Wright
winner.
took the chance, and it didn't pay off.
Wow.
1 second left. That's
I'm
awesome.
telling you, Waddy, if we had to wait for the entire time
That's
to see
worth it
excitement,
right there.
that was amazing. I mean, I thought for all the world it was going to be an overtime match, but
He
Riley
stepped, trips,
took
and
him
boom.
down.
What a beautiful takedown.
Wow.
That's excellent.
Owen Riley is the champion on the takedown. He wins it by a final of 4-1. His coach, there you saw it. That was amazing. That came out of nowhere. You say that it was the C. Milton Wright wrestler who made the attempt.
He was in on the leg. Riley jacked him up and went across his chest and stepped across him and threw him and tripped him.
Wow.
Over and done with.
Well, if you want some excitement to end it, the last second
That's
here,
it.
that was great. Keith Watson, I appreciate you being here with me and being the expert that you always are and bringing your expertise and enthusiasm. I want to thank all the folks here at Edgewood, Ken Ewers, the coach, Sarah Friedman, the athletic director, who all made it possible. And Alan Stingle, I think, deserves a tremendous round of applause. Our director, who was able to work it out and make this happen to have the girls and the boys get their just dues on TV.
Yeah, this worked out very well. And, you know, Debbie Bassler and all the people at the Harford County School System in general, they did a nice job bringing this all together.
And this is our last event for the 2024-25 winter season on Harford TV. Hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you've enjoyed today's excitement. The Edgewood High School hosting the girls and the boys, the UCBAC champion. And as we said, C. Milton Wright, the runaway winner, but it was exciting. Waddy, any last thoughts here at Edgewood?
Don't be afraid to wrestle. Everybody does it. Sometimes there's not a referee on the mat.
Well, thank you so much for tuning in all season long. Don Morrison, along with Keith Watson, and also Brent Slutsky was here earlier. We really appreciate you watching all year long. Again, thanks for being part of the Harford TV family. Good night, everyone.